Apple iMac with Retina 5K display, 2015, review. Apple introduced the world to a 5K resolution version of the 27-inch iMac last year and, well, it was an absolutely fantastic workhorse that not only looked the part, but performed it too. Design. There is no question about it, the iMac is a beautiful looking all-in-one computer. There's always been something a little special about this range, ever since its beginning way back in 2008, but the design has significantly evolved over the years and, in its 2014 form, Apple nailed it. Sporting Apple's signature all-aluminium body, a minimal finish and an all-round excellent look, the 2015 model is exactly the same by design. Is it a bad thing that nothing has changed in terms of design? No, we challenge you to find a better looking standalone. Its slender side-on appeal looks fabulous on our desk and it attracts more attention from visitors than our exceptionally cute cats. It measures around 6 mm at its slimmest point, expanding to around 55 mm in the center in order to house the components that make this all-in-one more than just something to look at. If you take the non-adjustable, single-foot stand into consideration too, the 2015 iMac extends up to 203 mm deep. The stand offers smooth, rounded edges with a vertical hinge that will allow you to move the display up and down to an angle that suits, but the height can't be adjusted, which some might find frustrating as it means the bottom of the display sits 167 mm off the desk. The usual suspects are on board, including 4 USB 3.0 ports, 2 Thunderbolt 2.0 ports, a Gigabit Ethernet port, SD card slot and a 3.5 mm headphone jack. There is no sign of USB Type-C, which is interesting given it was present on the MacBook, and no Thunderbolt 3.0, so it's still not possible to use the new iMac as a 5K display monitor for your MacBook Air, for example. We wouldn't mind a slightly thicker profile for a few side-mounted ports, or if Apple really wants to keep the screen ultra slim, then a stand that would allow the display to rotate horizontally wouldn't go amiss. Display. Like its predecessor, the 2015 iMac is all about the display. If your budget will stretch to the 27-inch models, there is no contest. Besides, these are the more customizable models in the range now anyway, due to the RAM port. A big screen is fantastic, and not just for professionals, but for everyday work too. Website widths can be shown in full with plenty of leftover space to launch other programs, such as TweetDeck or Word. For professionals, you get the flexibility to open several videos at once without any overlapping, or stitch together huge 36 megapixel RAW files into a giant panorama, for example. Some might think the 5K resolution is a little over the top, given the world is only just wrapping its head around 4K UHD, but there are plenty of uses and probably more than you'd realize. Firstly, it is stunning to look at. Compared to our 3-year-old iMac, the sharpness of the dock and top bar is immediately apparent, and once you've noticed it, it's frustrating to then go back. Images and text are clear and crisp, while watching 4K content via YouTube is an exceptional experience, as is upscaled 1080p video. For video editors, you'll be able to work your magic on native 4K content in Adobe Premiere with the tools surrounding the frame on one screen, or watch 4 full HD videos in different corners of your display all at once in their native resolution. Performance. There are 3 27-inch models available, all of which sport the Retina 5K 5120x2880p3 display. The base model starts at £1,449 and includes the 3.2 GHz quad-core Intel Core i5 processor, turbo boost up to 3.6 GHz and AMD Radeon R9 M380 graphics with 2 GB of video memory. There is 8 GB of RAM that can be increased to 32 GB, do it yourself and it'll cost a lot less than Apple prices, and it comes with a 1 TB hard drive. Jump up to the middle model and you get all the same processor but a bump in graphics to the AMD Radeon R9 M390, along with a 1 TB Fusion drive. For those who don't know, Apple's Fusion drive is the company's way of combing SSD with a traditional hard drive. It means all the applications, programs, and files you use regularly sit on the SSD for super quick launching, while the apps you use less often sit on the hard drive, and this all happens in the background without your knowledge. This middle model jumps to £1,599. Magic Mouse 2 and Magic Keyboard. The 2015 iMac comes with an all-new Magic Mouse 2 and new Magic Keyboard as standard, but there's also a new Magic Trackpad available for an extra £109, which we have reviewed separately. In this latest trackpad, Apple has ditched the replaceable battery idea in favor of charging and instant pairing via Lightning connector. This in turn has led to a slimmer, flatter and much nicer keyboard, along with a not-so-magical mouse. But back to the kit that comes with the iMac 5K as standard. A few things have changed on the keyboard, including flatter keys that are quieter and much more pleasing to use. That might sound silly, but we have been using the old keyboard for years and we really dislike typing on it by comparison. Apple has introduced the same mechanism to the keys as the 12-inch MacBook, and the keys consequently feel much softer to press and a lot less clunky. Everything has been trimmed down around the now larger keys, and the removal of the batteries means a slimmer overall design, with a subtly slanted angle. The top row of function keys are now the same size as other keys rather than half the size too, which not only looks but functions better too. Verdict: the new Apple 5K iMac is an excellent all-in-one. It not only looks beautiful, but it performs impeccably too. It is the machine for professionals, those who need a computer that won't let them down when it comes to editing 4K video or crunching through several large raw images at pace. But the average Joe will love it too, even if it potentially offers more in both power and display terms than needed. We still have a few small quibbles like we did with the 2014 model, such as the rear-positioned ports, the cost of extra RAM from Apple itself, and the fact that some apps don't make proper use of the resolution, but those points don't fully detract from the overall brilliance of the 2015 model. Just make sure you select the right drive, as the 1 TB Fusion drive's flash storage section has dropped from 128 GB to 24 GB in 2015. We're reviewing the 2 TB Fusion drive, though, which maintains a 128 GB flash section, so power users will avert any potential issues by following the same path. Besides, the top-spec 2015 model is cheaper than the entry 2014 model was, so while not cheap, it's accessible. For more updates, subscribe our channel and read on our website phoneytech.com.